He's not wrong.
No?
He's not wrong. He makes a good suggestion. He's not wrong.
He's not, but the effort's being made already, so...
He's not wrong. It's just that I feel like we're already doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're trying to already do it. You know, it's like I agree with everything he's saying. And if everyone out there would engage the way that he does, then we'd be doing what he's suggesting that we do.
So it's sort of like the chicken or the egg.
Yeah. Except in this case, I don't know. In this case, we're producing a lot of eggs, but there's not a lot of chickens, or like it is like the chicken or the egg, but it's like the chicken or the egg if the earth never existed. No, that's not right. What am I trying to say?
That fish is a vegan now. I don't know. It's the Brett Davern Show! Brought to you by Adobe Radio. In partnership with Nice Guy Digital and recorded live in beautiful North Hollywood, California. Happy Friday, everybody. On today's episode, Brett and Katie have a jar full of topics. And we don't know what any of them are.
Nope.
But we're going to pull a couple out and have some opinions. Now let's get to the guy who's graduated high school 3 times.
That's me.
Your new best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Davern!
Listen up, everybody. This is our show. Thank you for joining us live on Adobe Radio or subscribing on YouTube, TuneIn, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome back. We'd like to thank you for helping spread the word about our show and engaging with us on social media. You guys are awesome. Shout out to Tony somewhere in Pennsylvania. Tony admitted to us on Twitter that he holds his phone up at concerts, or did hold his phone up at a concert one time.
But for good reason.
Well, for an okay reason, and he regrets it.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming clean, Tony. We appreciate it. And thanks for listening to the show. And thanks for tweeting at Brett Davern Show and letting us know your thoughts.
Love when they engage.
You know, if you want to shout out a friend, shout at us or with us, you can. You can call the show 1-888-99-IDOBI or which is 1-888-994-3624. The email for the show is bdsfans@idobi.com. You want a free postcard in the mail that Katie and I autograph and
we'll
personalize for you? We write your name on there and a little message to you. Just send us an email. Let us know you want one. Put your address in there. We'll send it. It's free, just like everything else around here.
Well, it costs money for us.
If you want to join the conversation instantly, you can put the address, that same address, into iMessage, where you normally put someone's phone number. bdsfans@adobe.com. Then you just type in a text and fire it off. And it winds up on this iPad in front of me, so you can tell me I'm an idiot instantly, or tell me you agree with me instantly, or just say good morning instantly. Once again, that address is bdsfans @idobi.com. All right. Lots of show to get to today. I'm trying to figure out which. We'll talk about it on the other side of the first break. That's when we'll get into all these things that we were kind of talking about in the cold open. Before we get to, all of that though, boy, I got to get this thing figured out.
You do.
Before we get to all that though, good morning, boy wonder.
Good morning, Brett and Katie.
Oh, he said good morning, Katie. All right, hit it, Katie. What do you got?
I really like today's national holiday, but I don't think I will participate in it.
What do you
Today
mean?
is National Kiss a Ginger Day.
No way. Is it really?
That's real.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Regrettably,
What? That's so funny.
it's great, right?
That is funny.
I don't have any gingers in my life that I could
That
kiss.
you can go kiss? Well, Boy Wonder and I have a ginger in our life. Maybe Boy Wonder has more than one. I'm not sure. Do you have one? Do you have more than one?
Got a couple.
He's got a couple.
You've got a ginger that
He's
you,
got a
you
couple.
kiss frequently. Your boy.
Give me your hand.
What? Oh.
I have kissed a ginger.
Way to go.
I kissed a ginger and it was okay.
See, if I kiss a ginger, it's ginge on ginge action, which we all know tears a rip in the galaxy. So
I don't know. I think that's a frequently searched thing on Google.
ginge on ginge action.
Sweet ginge on ginge. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Kiss a ginger day.
I know, I like it.
When is Kiss your favorite blue-eyed, blonde-haired talk show host day?
January 18th.
Okay.
Coming up.
Looking forward to that. All right. It's Girl Day on the show. Ladies' Choice today. For some reason, the playlist is all ladies. Let's start out with this lady. This is Fiona Apple. Fast as you can.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast version of The Brett Davern Show. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now, instead of this message and whatever song this is. Sometimes the rules just won't let us play real music on YouTube or the podcast. It's not a big deal. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a second.
You're listening to The Brett Davern Show with that other guy from that one show on MTV. Yeah, you know, Brett Davern on Adobe Radio.
I can't believe he didn't come running over here and kiss you on top of the head.
I can't. I'm
What's
really
this guy's
sad
problem?
about it.
I mean, I'll do it. I did the hand, but I'll do it anyway. Mwah. There, kiss a ginger day. Boy Wonder, get over here and kiss your...
This is the
Stepmother.
greatest day because gingers don't get any love.
Get over here. What's
So-
he doing? He
It's
was
a
just
peanut
sitting
butter
over there.
kiss.
Mwah,
Peanut
there
butter
you go.
kisses.
We're all celebrating. I think Katie made this day up. by
Thanks,
the
Boy
way.
Wonder.
Maybe Katie was like going to bed last night. She was like, I need some love. I'm
I
just going to
do.
make up that it's Kiss a Ginger Day. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I'm really excited about
I
it.
like that during the break, I was like, why didn't you jump up and get over here? It's Kiss a Ginger Day. He's like, well, my feet were up. I was kicked back.
He
I
was kicked back
relaxing."
all comfy.
He had a million excuses over there.
Yeah.
He's a true millennial, Katie.
No one wants to kiss a ginger, though.
Nothing
That's why
but
the day
excuses.
exists.
That's not true. That's not true. There's plenty of people. Listen, that by the way, that is not true. Like every sitcom growing up, there was always like, one of the dudes that was just like, whoa, she's a redhead. Whoa. There's people with things for redheads for sure, right, Dan? Yeah.
It's a part of the dark web. Yeah, there's a group of people on the internet that are okay with it, but
That's funny.
oh my god.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me clear it out of the way.
You just have to quit smoking.
God, every time you say that, I think people out there believe that is a thing. Let's talk about. So we got this text from Jeremiah. We were kind of talking about it in the cold open. Jeremiah is a super fan of the show, and we really appreciate him for that. And he engages on the text line all the time, and it's really great. I love it. And before we go any further, Jeremiah, don't ever stop, please. It's
Jeremiah,
great.
if you go to the YouTube video, Brett just looked you in the eyes.
Yeah, please don't ever stop engaging with us. I think he does actually watch on YouTube. But there's a lot of people that engage with us on the text line, and that's awesome. There could be more. There could always be more. But there's a lot of people, and the people that do engage with us on the text line, they do it all the time. So it's always kind of the same group of people, which is really fun. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool, and it's fun to get to know them. And if you do text in, a lot of times I reply in video.
Yeah.
I just take a video of myself answering or talking back to whatever you've texted in because typing back is boring. So, but anyway, so Jeremiah sends in this text yesterday and he's like, hey, Okay, this is how he said, "Hiya, Brett. This is Jeremiah. I'm a diehard and loyal fan of the show," which I already knew, Jeremiah, from your previous text. But anyway, thank you for reiterating. And it says, "I have an idea, and if it wasn't already thought of, I'd like to run it by you." And so, of course, I wrote back. I just said, "Hey, yeah, fire away. Sure,
Yeah.
we're open to anything." Because we are. We're learning. We're new at this. We're only like 50-something episodes in.
Actors like to take direction.
Totally. And by the way, we are not like radio people, right? Like, I didn't know. I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
I never
Doing the best we can.
took a class. We're just having fun and learning as we go, you know? I mean,
Yep.
You hear all the mistakes Katie makes pushing the buttons.
Constant.
You hear me coughing into the microphone all the time. We have no idea what we're doing. So I was like, yeah, sure, fire away. So he sends this pretty lengthy text, which is great because it's his idea. And first of all, he starts off by saying, all right, with what you and Katie do, I assume you plan ahead and have notes and whatnot. First of all, way off. Way off, Jeremiah.
I have a calendar that I like to stick to.
I know, but I want to keep up this facade that I'm this like lazy actor who doesn't do any preparation.
Oh, okay.
It's a character I play.
Well, you're able to do that because your producer has a calendar that's really useful.
I mean, how much preparation do we do for the show, really, though, in all honesty? We
work
sit
hard
here,
on this show.
No, we work really hard, but I'm saying in preparation for each episode, I mean, we sit here after we're done recording, and then we say, like, okay, what do you want to talk about tomorrow? Maybe, like, hint on a few things. But something that we try to do is not talk about subjects and things at length off the air because then you waste it. You might as well save it and talk about it on the air.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
So we might say to each other, like, you'll say, like, oh, there's a story about robot strippers. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. And then you'll bring it up on the air so we can actually have an organic conversation on the air. So really, the preparation is pretty quick, though, is all I'm kind of saying. And I wanted to make that joke that we don't prepare at all, even though we do. You blew my cover. Anyway,
Okay.
He goes on to say, he says, what if you engage more with the crowd? Talk about, he says, talk about something the fans might like. Okay, we try. We try to talk about something that the fans like. The thing is that we're just guessing. Because, like, how do I know what you want us to talk about, right? I don't know.
Often we'll find things on Twitter that are trending, meaning people want to talk about.
Yeah, or like a story that's in the news or something like that. And so all we can do is sort of guess at what you guys want to hear. Now, hold on, though, too. Let me take some issue with this for a second. Sometimes tune in and listen to something that you might not think you want to hear about, but maybe you'll learn something, too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be just talking into an echo chamber. If you're just tuning in to hear us talk about something that you're already talking about anyway, and, like, then it's just an echo chamber. Like maybe you didn't know there were robot strippers in Vegas this weekend or whatever, you know? So we try to find something new as well that maybe you don't know is going on out there, and then either teach you something about it or be funny about it or give you some entertainment about it.
And
or
I
whatever.
understand the want to hear perspective of people that you listen to
Sure.
on something that is current.
Listen, if you're tuning in to hear me talk about Logan Paul, you've come to the wrong place.
Right.
I'm not going to talk about it. Well, I have opinions about it, absolutely. And if you want to come and get some coffee off the microphone, I'll tell you everything I think about Logan Paul. But I'm not going to talk about Logan Paul on here because, one, this is a morning show. We're trying to have some fun and just kick off your morning with a quick, fun, lively hour that wakes you up when you're on your drive and things like that, right?
Yep.
And then also, I have a tendency to pop off at the mouth sometimes while I'm talking. And I just don't want to say anything that, doesn't let me have a career after this.
Some people are easier targets than others.
Absolutely. I think also the thing is, too, is that I am an actor who is still out there going on meetings all the time, trying to get the next movie, the next TV show, the next whatever. Like, that's how I got into this crazy business, you know? Like, I haven't fully... I don't know if I'm supposed to admit this or not, but maybe this is Jeremiah's point. I'm supposed to admit things to people. I don't know if I've fully given myself over to this radio guy thing yet, you know? Like, I love it. I love having the job. I love having the audience. I love being in here every morning. I really like it a lot. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. But if I'm going to give myself over to doing that completely, then I'll talk about Logan Paul, and then I might say something crazy, which I guess to Jeremiah's point will get more listeners. But then I might not be able to be on NCIS after that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm still trying to work that out in my own head. There you go, Jeremiah. There's me being honest with you guys. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's an honest.
Okay. So anyway, so that's what he's... Oh, we got to go to a break? We haven't even gotten halfway through his text yet. Oh, gosh. Now we got to pick it up on the other side of this. All right, I'll wrap it up on the other side of this, but I wonder if it even makes sense what I'm saying. I don't know. It's hard to talk into a microphone and listen to yourself at the same time. Let's take a break. I'm going to cough my way through this break. This is, I think, okay, wait, let me wrap it up. Jeremiah, your suggestion is taken in and is very much appreciated. He goes on to say that basically, like, should engage with the listeners more and things like that. We try so hard. We put up tons of polls. You guys can call the show anytime. You can text the show anytime. You guys can email the show anytime. The thing is that most of you out there just don't do it. I'm constantly on here saying, like, what do you guys want to hear us talk about? Text me. And then people just say, good morning, which is great. I love them saying good morning and checking in, but just them saying good morning is not necessarily a topic that we can talk about. So if you guys...
Stuart Anthony sends in topics we can talk about.
If you guys want to hear us talk about stuff on the air, then tell us what to talk about, and I'll talk about it. I will. I'll try. As much as I can, I will talk about it. Just text me. Tell me what you want me to talk about, and I will. I have no problem doing that. But as far as me trying to guess out of thin air what you guys want to hear us talk about, I have no idea. But if the night before, if you're tweeting what you want us to talk about, then I'll try to bring it in and talk about it.
Yep.
All right. There you go. I think I wrapped it up. All right. This is, this song's an absolute banger. Turn it up. I love this song and I love this lady. I call her Stephanie. But this is Lady Gaga with You and I.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or for listening to the podcast version of our show. We love you. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now instead of this message. Sometimes rules don't allow us to play that kind of stuff on YouTube or on the podcast. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a few seconds.
Adobe Radio. Got something to say? Send Brett a text right now with iMessage. Text message BDSFans at Adobe.com. You're listening to The Brett Davern Show.
Stephanie Germanata, whatever. I don't know. Oh,
We call her Steph.
God, she can sing. Woo! We pay a whole lot of money now and still pay rent. Cause you can't buy a house in heaven.
I think there's a new cover of that song on the internet.
I didn't put it up yet.
There will be a new fire cover of that.
Oh my gosh. One time I was at the VMAs.
Humble brag. It's okay. Keep going.
Well, when you're on a show on MTV, they bring you to their cool award shows.
Of course.
That's one of the big perks.
And then you wear the shirt to the grocery store.
Stop it. You're throwing me off subject. I'll tell that story some other time. So I don't know. I don't think it was the first one we went to. It was either VMAs or the Movie Awards. I'm not sure. Somebody can tweet me and correct me out there. But Lady Gaga performed that song as Joe. Do you remember when she was dressing as a man and it was this character? She was calling herself Joe. I never really understood what it was or what she was doing because it was kind of before.
Joanne? Interesting.
Huh? What?
I don't know. Keep going.
You want to just keep doing what I do on this show? Interrupting people is my job, Katie.
Oh, sorry. I will sit quiet and listen.
So, anyway, I wasn't really because I was saying yesterday that I kind of wasn't a fan of hers at first because I was just like, I don't get it. I don't get all this egg and meat dress and all this. I don't know what she's doing. And then she comes out like dressed as Joe with like scruff and like smoking a cigarette and like she's going to sing this song. And even still, I was like, who is this person? Like, what is going on? And then she goes over to the piano and she plays You and I and just bangs it out, like crushes it. And I was sitting in the audience and I was a complete convert at that moment. I was like, I'm converted. I have seen the light. This person is amazing. And Bo was next to me too. And he was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then for the big guitar solo, like Brian May of Queen came out and played the guitar solo, and she's just wailing away on the piano. That was great. It was a great performance.
Were you at the one where she dropped from the sky?
I don't know. Maybe. I got to admit that as the award shows went on when we were there, we tended to stay less and less in the audience.
Can I ask you a question?
And go hang out in the green room instead because like Seth Rogen was back there and Zac Efron, Zach with a C, and we'd go hang out with them instead. And Snooki.
And Kim and Kanye.
So all the big celebrities. Yeah, Kim
Your
and
faves.
Kanye. Oh God, do I have a Kim and Kanye story? See, that's probably what Jeremiah wants me to tell. He probably wants me to tell my Kim and Kanye story.
Do it.
I don't know if I can. I want to have a career after this. I don't know if I can. Oh, Jeremiah. I'll try to... You know what? I'll think long and hard this weekend about whether I can tell my Kim and Kanye story or whether I can tell my Taylor Swift story or whether I can tell my...
Yeah, that's a good one, too. They do want to hear
Katy
those
Perry
things, though.
story. I got a Katy Perry story. I got all kinds of stories. That is probably what they want to hear. But then I feel like I'm telling stories out of school. Oh, no. I don't know. Anyway, let me put a bow on Jeremiah's text here as well. Again, just a little... I think what he's saying is like I said, like he wants to hear about my opinion on or our opinion on, like things that are happening currently. Black dresses, Logan Paul, Me Too, all these kinds of things. And it's Trump or whatever. And it's like, of course I've got opinions about those things. It's just that that's not really the show that we're trying to do here. We're trying to do just a fun morning show. There's plenty of content about all that stuff out there, and there's plenty of people that are way smarter than me talking about that stuff, and people that are like willing to talk about it, and that's the career path that they've chosen for themselves. And so instead of just inundating you with that stuff all the time, that's why I want to on here just talk about whether a hot dog's a sandwich. Or do you like real Christmas trees or fake Christmas trees? Or pancakes versus waffles? Or what's your favorite fruit? Or, your most used emoji? Like, I just kind of want to be sillier and more fun. And when we have celebrity guests on here, it's like, you've heard them talk about their show 1,000 times and their movie 1,000 times and their character they've played. And what's it like to work with Will Smith? It's like, boring, right? You can hear that on 1,000 different interviews. But have you heard them talk about... what's one of the stupid things we talk about? I don't know, like something ridiculous.
Is water wet?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I think it's more... Katie and I were both on shows where we went and did interviews constantly. Humble brag again. But where we were always doing interviews. And how many times, Katie, did you get asked the same old question over and over and over, right?
It's repetitive.
Yeah, it gets repetitive. And for the audience that's listening to those questions, it's like... Okay, I've heard Katie answer about Meniere's disease 18,000 times. You know what I mean?
People are still confused.
Katie, I got to tell you, like when we first met and when we were doing this show, like, I'm YouTubing. I'm like, oh, let me check out this Katie LeClaire on YouTube. And I saw you answer about Meniere's disease 12 times. Like, I could have done your answer back.
Vanessa started doing it.
Yeah, exactly, right? It gets repetitive. But if I saw you doing an interview where you got into an argument over whether a taco is a sandwich or a hot dog's a sandwich or what's the...
apricot or apricot.
Exactly. Like something silly. It's a little more fun sometimes. And so that's a little of what we're trying to do on this show, I'd say.
Yep.
So there you go. There you go.
In going with that.
Jeremiah texts in. He goes, Taylor Swift story, please. Touche, Jeremiah. Touche. How much time we got before the next break, Katie?
2 minutes.
Not enough time to hit the topic jar yet. We'll hit it after the next segment.
Okay.
This one time, all right, I went to do the MTV award show in Europe. I was presenting. And it's an interesting thing when you... I've touched on it a little on the show before, but it's an interesting thing when you go overseas to do something. I'd never had that experience before. This was my first time going to Europe. But what I came to find out is that celebrities, and especially American celebrities, because I'd been to some American award shows and seen these people behind the scenes at American award shows, they're very reserved. They're very, they're aware that there's like a lot of cameras around.
You're talking about like mega stars.
Like I'm talking about Kim, Kanye, Taylor Swift, like T Swift, all those people.
Yeah.
For some reason at the European ones, they kind of like let their guard down a little bit. I don't know what it is. It's like there's clearly cameras around and stuff, but they let their guard down. They hang out a little more.
Uh-huh.
It's interesting. So, God, I don't know if I could do it. There's only 1 minute left. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could say it. Just saw a lot of things backstage over there that were interesting. I'll talk about it maybe. I'm gonna take the weekend to think about it. Oh man, I saw Taylor Swift back there before her performance. Just
you can't share stories like that because
you can,
you're
though.
a rat though. Because for the rest of time, they'll be like, "Oh, watch yourself."
It's not a bad story. It's not like a bad story. She didn't do anything bad. It's just a good story. It's an interesting story.
Well, we got to go to break, so.
Anyway.
Not a story today.
Well.
I have a story about this next artist, which I told the other day.
Yeah.
It was a good story.
I'm thinking about it, Jeremiah. I'm thinking about it, whoever's from the 3-4 that texted in. I'm thinking about it from the 4-4 who texted in, who's telling it. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to take the weekend. I'm going to think about it. And then we'll get into more stuff maybe next week. Or we'll just keep talking about whether a hot dog's a sandwich. I don't know.
Maybe there's a balance.
I think there is a balance. We'll figure it out. We'll find it. Oh, this is not Taylor Swift.
Good one.
This is Kelly.
Here's the thing, we started up friends.
I wish, Kelly.
It was cool, but it was all pretend.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you've been gone.
Don't worry, I'm coming back, girl. This is Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast version of The Brett Davern Show. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now, instead of this message and whatever song this is. Sometimes the rules just won't let us play real music on YouTube or the podcast. It's not a big deal. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a second.
The Brett Davern Show is not only an awesome radio show, but you can watch episodes for free on YouTube. YouTube.com/The Brett Davern Show. Adobe Radio.
Because it's International Kiss a Ginger Day, I'm going to take this ginger's advice and move on. Just stop talking about all that stuff.
I do want people to engage. I do.
I want everyone to engage, and I want everyone to have fun. I mean what I say at the end of the show. Be kind. Take care of each other. I just want everyone to have fun and engage. And the world's a crazy place, and there's a lot of crazy stuff out there, and you can hear an opinion on it all day long. Just get on Twitter. I mean, you can hear about it. Gosh, sorry. Sorry, everyone. You can hear about it until you're blue in the face, but talk. You got to talk.
I think the takeaway is
You can
tell us what you want to talk about, and we will talk about that.
Totally. If you yeah, that'll be our rule. If you want me to go there, just tell me to talk about it, and I'll pick something and I'll go with it. There you go. I'll talk about it as much as I can. But in the meantime, we just want to have fun and be silly. And if you like what we're doing, great. And I love you. Yeah?
Yep.
All right. What we were going to do today on the show, we'll get to now, I guess, which is I got this jar. You want to hold it up? Show everybody? I got this, it's like a little fishbowl. And it's funny because I was at home, I was watching the new Dave Chappelle Netflix special. Mm-hmm. He put out a new one. And he on the first one, he talks about how he has a fishbowl at his house that he writes punchlines and then just chucks them in the fishbowl. And I was like, oh my God, I sort of did that like a year ago. When we had the old podcast, it was kind of we tried to make it a running bit that the celebrity guests would just pull a topic out of the topic jar and then we'd just see if something came from that, right? So I wrote a bunch of random topics on these little slips of paper and threw them into this fishbowl. But I did it like a year before I heard Chappelle talking about it. So
yeah. My topic was reality TV.
Oh, when you were a guest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I still have the bowl. I had it at my house, and it's still got all the topics in it. And I wrote all these. It was like a year ago, so I really don't remember what's on any of them. And I don't know. Today I was just like, oh, let's just pull some out and see what happens. So you want to pull one out, see what happens, mix it up. I think I can't remember. I think some of them are really random.
Scientology. Just kidding. Roller skating.
Wait.
That's what it says.
That's what it says exactly?
Yeah.
Wait, go ahead, Dan, switch the camera.
Just kidding. Roller
Oh,
skating.
because I got really nervous when you said Scientology. I was like, oops. but then I envisioned Jeremiah being like, yes, finally. I'm not a Scientologist, but Katie is.
Yep. Hardcore. I really like roller skating.
Level 3 now? You're level 3?
I'm working up to 4. I
Working
just
up to
don't
level
have any
4?
money, so.
I think I wrote that when all those Scientology documentaries were kind of coming out like a year ago. There was a bunch of them. Wait, so is the subject Scientology?
No,
I'm
the
confused.
subject is supposed to be roller skating, I think.
Oh, roller skating.
Not Scientology. Not roller skating is Scientology.
What about
Is that what you're bringing with?
Scientologists who roller skate?
I like this topic.
Do you think Scientologists roller skate?
I think everybody roller skates.
Do you think if Scientologists roller skate at a rink, they have to rent out the whole rink so they don't run into any suppressives while they're there?
Are we called suppressives?
You and I would be suppressives for sure.
Oh, I don't know what that term.
It just means that you're not a Scientologist, and it probably means that
What?
you talked
I don't
about
other-
Oops. It probably means that you talked crap about a Scientologist at some point.
Why don't other religions have suppressives?
Oh, they do. Like
No, but we don't. Nobody has a word for it.
like heretics, right? Sort of.
Heathens.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is, basically. I think.
So if you're a heathen, are you also a suppressive?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not a Scientologist, but I'd like to be asked.
To be a Scientologist?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be flattering. I'd be like, oh,
I'm a celebrity now.
yeah, exactly. Like if they came to you and they're like, hi, Katie. Hey, great job on the Brett Davern show. You guys are crushing it. By the way, a hot dog is not a sandwich. And also,
The
would you like to join our flock? And then you'd be like,
Flock?
oh my God. You'd be like, oh my God, Scientology, thank you. I mean, no, but thank you. It's like, listen, when I go to like one of those bars in West Hollywood where all the boys are, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Gay bar? Can I say gay bar? Is that all right? In
Yes,
2018?
1,000% you can say gay bar.
I go with some friends and stuff, and I mean, I'm not gay, but it's nice to be asked. You know what I mean? It's flattering. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with
Get a little
Scientology.
butt pinch.
Mm-hmm.
The best prank I ever played on anyone is I found, it was in like the windshield wiper at my car, and it was a 100-question questionnaire about, do you like this? Do you whatever? Do you wake up and you're depressed in the morning? So I answered all the questions in the way that they want you to answer them. And then I put in someone else's information for their contact information. That person was called Daily
Oh, that's not
for
nice.
a year.
That's not good.
He wasn't nice or good either. So it was fine. Best trick I ever played.
You got thoughts on roller skating?
I'm take it or leave it. I liked it when I was a kid.
Jeremiah thinks
We went to Fat City, PHAT, Fat City, and they would give you gallons of root beer, literally in like a gallon jug.
Jeremiah texts in, he thinks a hot dog is a sandwich.
So do I.
You're both crazy. You're both crazy. I'm just trying to read through some of the text real quick.
All right. Should we get another topic?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, pick one up.
What are your feelings on roller skating?
I miss roller skating. I miss like actual roller skating, like with the 4 wheels, 2 on each side of the skate. Like actual roller skates. I miss that. All these inline skates, the kids with their newfangled inline skates. It's just like, what, are you trying to be cool? By the way, has anyone noticed that there's no more roller blading in the X Games? There used to be when I was young.
Really?
And now there's not. Yeah, I think the X Games were like, that's lame. Get out of here.
It is kind of. New topic. Fortune cookies.
I remember, wait, back to roller skating for a second. Did you have roller skating parties?
Oh, yeah. At Fat City.
like elementary school.
Mhm.
I remember one time.
I think that's still a thing. I think elementary kids do that still.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, that's cool. They would always have like ladies' choice. You know, like I said that this morning on the show. I said ladies' choice when I was looking up at the board. That's where that comes from, because they'd be like, "It's ladies' choice," and then I would just be, you know, like shuffling along the wall still out on the rink by myself.
They never picked you?
No. No. I'm not even trying to get sympathy or anything right now. I'm being serious. Like, nope.
It's almost like you were ginger.
And then guys' choice, I'd always like just be like, no, they're not gonna say yes. So like, I'm not even gonna.
Well, that's what the girl was thinking too.
Yeah, I wish at that age someone would come up and I guess someone can come up and tell you that, but you don't ever believe it, you know, when they're like, they're thinking the same thing that you're, you know, they're just as interested in you or blah, 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 blah. It's like, you don't believe it, but then you grow up and you're like, oh my God, it was true.
Yeah.
I should have listened to that. Yeah. All right. What do you got?
The next subject from the topic from the topic jar.
Somebody from the 828 text in says they love roller skating.
Nice.
But they can't rollerblade. I can do both. It's just that I'm nostalgic for roller skates. Go ahead.
Fortune cookies.
Fortune cookies. I used to keep fortunes from fortune cookies in my wallet.
If you liked them.
Yeah, if they were a good one. I'd like slip it behind my driver's license, you know? But
Do you remember what any of them were?
No, they were just ones that kind of said like, stay the course, you'll be successful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stick with it. Like those kinds of things. Just little affirmations. And then also the lottery numbers on the back.
That was my question.
Yeah, and if I ever do buy a lottery ticket, I use those numbers. Because I was like, maybe they know something I don't.
But
Like,
they're
why not?
different on every cookie.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying they're just as good as the numbers you'd pick. Whatever. You know, like, why are your numbers that you're going to put down any luckier than the ones that are written on that fortune cookie?
They're not. But you would have.
Because here's the fantasy, Katie. The fantasy is that I win the lottery with those numbers, and then that's the interview I do. I go, they're like, how'd you pick the numbers? I'm like, it was from a fortune cookie.
But
It'd
okay,
be such a cool way to win.
it would be.
Go ahead.
That's true. You would have multiple fortunes behind your driver's license. So how do you pick which?
No, I just keep like one or two. So yes, that is multiple, but not like 5 or 6.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I'm not that like superstitious, really. You know.
Do you know how have you ever made homemade fortune cookies? I have.
Nerd alert.
They're incredibly difficult to make
Of course.
and super delicious.
Yeah, they're also an American invention. Yeah, they're not Chinese at all. Go ahead. But it's funny that we as Americans are like, it seems mystical and like, you know, whatever.
Because it's impossible to make them.
Yeah, I know, but I just think it's funny that some American dude was like, here's what we'll do. We'll put this little thing in a thing, and everyone will think it's like this like mystical Chinese whatever. And it's like, it's not. It's just something we do. This is kind of weird. But they're delicious.
Yep.
I love fortune cookies. Do you think there's someone out there who just sits around and eats fortune cookies?
Yes, my brother. Actually,
Really?
probably not anymore.
Well, he's
There's
got
boxes
the
and
hookup.
boxes
He's
and
got the hookup
boxes.
on the fortune cookie.
Yeah.
It's like a fortune cookie cartel over
His
there.
kids.
Yeah, they go to school every day with a fortune cookie probably in their lunch. Pick another one. Let's do another one.
Oh, that's so funny.
That is funny. I just wonder if there's someone out there who like is watching TV and they like get up to go get a snack and they grab a fortune cookie because they just. Why doesn't Costco sell fortune cookies?
I don't know.
Do you think you could probably get custom fortune cookies made, right?
You can.
So like we could get Brett Davern Show fortune cookies made, and when you like pop it open, it just says like Brett Davern or like some. Oh, maybe we put the topics from the topic jar in the fortune cookies, in the Brett Davern Show fortune cookies.
Okay.
You'll pop it open. There's a random thought that I've had. That'd be interesting. Are we all into that?
At the live shows we'll hand out fortune cookies. Thanks for coming. Here's a fortune cookie.
Oh, we just chuck fortune cookies at the crowd.
I think that's a great idea, actually. I know.
Jeremiah,
I know
is that a good
person.
idea? Text me. Is that a good idea, Jeremiah?
What are the best 3 cities in the United States of America?
New Orleans, New York, and Now the third one is hard. I love my beloved Seattle. But the problem with Seattle is I left there when I was 19, so I never got to like really experience Seattle, you know, as an adult. It's all just my memories of being a kid, the zoo, Dick's Drive-In, which is the greatest hamburger in the world. And they tweet me back sometimes too, and it makes me just so giddy. So like all my memories of Seattle are as a kid. I don't have any. I go back and like go out with my friends and stuff, but it's just sort of like where they want to go. Like people are always saying to me, "Hey, Brad, I'm gonna travel to Seattle. You got any recommendations?" I'm like, "No, not really. Like I don't really know where to go. I don't know where the scene is. You know what I mean?" So I'd like to be able to say Seattle, but it's like honestly, I haven't really spent enough time there. And then when I do go home to visit, it's like you're spending all the time with the parents and your friends and people you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like. I've never like actually taken a vacation in my own hometown.
Yeah.
So
Staycation.
I love Seattle, but if three best cities in America, I don't know. New York for sure.
For sure.
New York for sure. I mean, New York in the world is one of the greatest cities.
Yeah.
And New Orleans, oh my God, am I obsessed with New Orleans. I love New Orleans so much. And it's not New Orleans, by the way, anyone out there. Please don't do that. Sometimes I'm watching football. They're like, the New Orleans Saints. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's
awkward
just
to say.
New Orleans. And it's the best. Oh, my God. I love New Orleans. And then
If you want to get fancy with it, you could say Nolans.
That's like people who say like Long Island, and they're trying to be funny. New Orleans, New York. I don't know. San Francisco's a great city. San Diego's cool.
That's one of mine.
San Diego's really cool. Chicago's incredible. Oh, Chicago's great. The people there are amazing because you get all the size of New York, but the hospitality of the Midwest.
Boy Wonder's nodding feverishly.
Yeah, he's in agreement. I like Chicago.
Chicago's
a lot,
a really good city.
except they got terrible pizza. Awful pizza. It's not pizza. It's casserole. Oh, but wait, hold on. Let me make that point better. It tastes good. When I say awful, I don't mean it doesn't taste good.
Okay.
Deep dish pizza is delicious.
Yep.
I've had it. Lou Malnati's. I've been to all the places. It's delicious. But it's not pizza. And that's what I mean by awful. Not pizza. That's not pizza to me. It's a casserole. It's a lasagna at best. It's a lasagna without the noodles. It's a pie.
Yeah, it's a pie.
It's a pie. It's like an apple pie. You got crust, filling.
Savory pie.
Great. It's a savory meat, tomato sauce pie, but it is not a pizza.
So I go San Diego, New York, and Austin.
Oh, I haven't been to Austin.
Austin's great.
That's why it doesn't make my list. I haven't been to Austin. I've never been to Miami. I hear Miami's cool.
I hear Miami's cool.
Never been to Miami. Vegas is fun, but it's not on the top 3.
It's fun for a few nights, though. Yeah.
Sure. I want to start traveling around with the Brett Davern Show. Maybe we go to places that we haven't seen before and we have a new opinion on cool cities.
Ooh, revisit this one.
Santa Barbara's cool.
I like Santa Barbara.
It's not like a major city. It's, a little smaller, but it's still beautiful.
I love San Diego, though. There's a different energy entirely.
Yeah, San Diego might be it.
Yeah.
San Diego might be cool. Somebody texts in from the 3-4, which is Barcelona.
Hey, Barcelona.
Mm-hmm. And he or she says, I would love the BDS fortune cookie. See, I love this. I love people texting in.
That's
right
great.
away.
I love the fortune cookie idea. That's really fun.
And Jeremiah says, hell yeah, custom fortune cookies for the show. That's
What the people
I was
want.
getting at. Do some crazy S like that. He didn't say S, though. I added that for you, Jeremiah. I'm spicing up that text a little bit. So people like the fortune cookie. All right, I'll look into it.
Do you think Jeremiah's all right with us just talking to him this entire episode?
This episode's pretty much only for Jeremiah. It'd be great if you went to check the numbers afterwards. You're like, we had one listener the whole time.
And Barcelona.
Everyone else is like, they're not talking to me, so forget it. But honestly, this is what I want to do with this show. Like, if you send me a text that incenses me a little bit, I'll just talk to you the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah. I love it. We're only 50 episodes in. Some of my favorite podcasts are like 800 episodes in.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'll get there.
That's a lot of time. You know that if we do this show on schedule, on the schedule that we've made, 20 episodes on, 1 week off, go do some live shows, come back, 20 episodes on, that sort of schedule, that we will do over 200 shows this year?
That makes me nervous and excited all at the same time.
I know. It's kind of awesome. I love all of you. I love all of you, and I appreciate you listening, and I appreciate your feedback. Keep doing it. Let's all get better at this together. And someday, I might tell you about my run-in with Kanye West backstage in Frankfurt, Germany. Someday. But you'll have to keep listening, because you'll never know what episode I'm going to say it on. Oh. We got beef, Katie. With Kim, too. Kim and Kanye, they were both there. They were both involved in this story. Someday. And the Jonas Brothers were there. And T Swift. And Heidi Klum. I have a great Heidi Klum story.
For another episode.
The Heidi Klum story is great. Oh, man, it's great. That's a wrap, everybody, on another edition of the Brett Davern Show. Thank you for listening live on Adobe Radio, subscribing on YouTube, or listening wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what you heard, just tell some friends. That's all we ask.
Tell them.
Jeremiah is going to tell all of his friends. They were talking about me on this show. That's all you got to do. Say goodbye, Producer Katie.
Goodbye. Happy weekend.
Producer Katie is on Twitter and Instagram at Katie, Lecler. And if you've got a problem with anything I've said, tell her. She produces this mess. Maybe I should be less self-deprecating.
People like confidence.
Oh, I don't lack for confidence, Katie. So that's some advice I got from an older actor one time. He's like, stop being so self-deprecating all the time. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. So now I just do it like I'm a quarter less. Maybe I should do it a little more less. I don't know. Whatever, everybody. We're just people. We're all trying to get better. Isn't that what life's about, Katie?
Yeah. And a little love.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at BDAVV. Hit me up, people. What do you want us to talk about? You want to hear my opinion on Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide? They suck. I can't stand them. They shouldn't have been in the playoff in the first place. Didn't even win their side of the division. What kind of BS is this? They got to take a whole week off, rest up, and if you watch the end of that Georgia game, Georgia was tired and Alabama was fresh. And why? Because they didn't have to play in their conference championship.
You got red in the face just now.
You can follow the show on any social media, including Facebook at Brett Davern Show. Once again, for Boy Wonder and Katie LeClaire and Jeremiah, wherever you are, I am Brett, and I'm reminding all of you to be kind and take care of each other. And I think if you listen to those words, you can probably guess my opinion on Logan Paul. That was our show. Good night, Heidi Klum.
That's all for the Brett Davern Show this week, but fear not. Brett and Katie will be back live Monday morning on Adobe Radio, starting at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.